Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining Shop Talk Live. My name is Rick Ramirez, also known as Rick's 2 Cents, along with my fellow co-host Steve from Steve Makes Everything,
How's it going, everybody?
Andy from Andy Bird Builds,
Hello.
and Roger from Roger Shop.
Howdy, howdy.
Looks like we got a new member today. Thank you.
Thanks, Ibrahim.
Roger is not from Roger's shop this week.
No, I am actually sitting in a condo in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. And the only room I could find with good enough lighting to do this was the bedroom under a can light.
So you're really lying in
Yeah.
Mexico.
So he's joining us in romantic lighting is what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
We can probably find some seductive music if you want.
That's for Steve's other channel.
Yeah, I got all kinds of it. I got a whole bunch of tracks of seductive music.
Clayton, aloha from Hawaii, everyone. Please smash that like button. Love it.
Thank you, Clayton. Welcome back.
ATG Restore. Hello, welcome everyone. Get your pens out and pencils. It's time to learn. Nice one. You know, I told you guys earlier on that when we were sharing these videos, I was sharing our content. The laser community was very acceptant to the channel, but the woodworking community was like, rah, right? Because laser engraving is not woodworking. And as I tried to tiptoe into that CNC, I don't know, Andy, because if you join, people are being a little nicer. But I shared our lives on 75 CNC Facebook groups the last 2 days, and the admins I'm slowly getting all notifications. The admins are approving. So
Nice.
Thank you. So as always, guys, if you guys are
join our group,
good.
If you saw it there,
Yeah. So as you guys always, guys, if you're joining us, let us know where you're joining us from. It's always good to see that our audience continues to grow. Surprisingly enough, we have a continued growing audience in Australia that keeps getting a little larger. So yeah,
maybe someday when someone sponsors us, we can do a live show in like Sydney or something.
That'd be cool.
Lock out the Sydney Opera House and fill it up with the 12 laser makers that are in Australia. We have them all on our channel.
Yeah. So
I saw Peru, but I guess that's Nebraska.
I wanted to show you guys something. What do you guys think of this?
It's a flower. Look at all that suggestive writing right there in the middle.
It's not done. Can you see it? Love. I made this for Roger, actually.
Oh, great.
Are you gonna take that down to like 10,000 grit? Polish it right up?
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is this is actually gonna go on a board that goes across the bathtub, and then this is the back that would hold a book up. So I had a couple pinholes still that I had to fill. I have to do some more sanding. But man, that stuff is brutal. My actual nose and throat, I was like, why didn't I put a mask on? I sanded that yesterday, and it felt like I was inhaling like nailing salon stuff. Like it just had that smell. Like when you walk in a nailing salon, I don't know what's in that stuff.
Probably not good stuff.
Well, the resin or whatever that stuff is might not be good, but the cedar, it'll keep your lungs from rotting.
Yeah.
You won't be able to breathe, but
Pennsylvania's in the building. Alabama's in the building. Hey, John. Jerry said, thanks for the info on your program, watching from Alabama. There you all. What's NE? Nebraska?
Yeah.
Come on, man. I even know that.
In Nebraska, I assumed. Arkansas. Shop Talk Live. There you go. I like it.
I have a buddy in Arkansas who's just retired, and he's quitting work. He worked in the same company I work for, and now he's going to basically start up in his workshop now. So good for him.
Nice.
He's
He's
We
a
keep
he's a quiet subscriber to my channel. I found out the other day when he reached out to me.
We keep talking about expanding the type of work that you do, creating, to have some niche or find your market and then expand upon it. It's something that people kept asking me about, and I just don't want to do it. But we also had the discussion that just because you don't like it doesn't mean it won't sell. And then also, as you start doing things, you may get geeky into it, then you start putting your own twist on it. So I was talking to 2 other YouTubers who are really, really big into making these bath tables or bath caddies or whatever you want to call it, that just go across the bathtub. And they can be fairly simple or extremely intricate. I've seen them, anywhere from $45 to upward of $500. And the $500 ones are like, damn, they're gonna ruin that water, but they look awesome. You know what I mean?
Got like built-in Bluetooth or something.
They'll do some real nice woods, and they'll do a pattern, and they have like accessories, like the board starts at $50 and balls to the wall, it's $500. You know what I mean?
You have like do a charcuterie board inside a bath board.
There you go.
That way you have like you can eat snacks while you're taking a bath.
Cold cuts.
That'll be in one of Steve's videos in the hot tub.
a cheese board for your bathtub.
You just gave him an idea for his next video.
Yeah, there you go.
The silver fox.
We don't know what channel it's going to be on.
I'll release the copyright on it so you can go make all of those you want.
It said, Roger, is it worth upgrading hot end on the S1 Plus to ceramic hot end over the aluminum block, heat block?
I guess it depends on what filament you're using. If you're just using a PLA, it's not worth it. But if you're going to get into ABS or PETG, it could be a worthwhile upgrade.
So when you say it's not worth it, is it because you're not seeing a big difference in the product, or
no? You won't see any kind of difference at all.
Okay. Well, there's your answer. Ask, and you shall receive.
Yeah. Just say no.
Wisconsin.
Speaking of doing multiple jobs, I spent a good chunk of this week being a laser repair guy.
Nice.
Well, a laser problem diagnosis guy. I haven't repaired it yet. I've been. My X-Tool P2 is doing some weird things. But X-Tool has been great. Like, I sent them a message and they got right on it and asked me to do some things. Now they've asked me to take the laser apart, but they didn't tell me how. So, because there's a whole bunch of hidden screws and things. So that's tomorrow's project.
Just send them a picture of flux capacitor and say, "What's this part do?"
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It disconnects randomly, and then once you finish a job, it'll disconnect, and then it won't reconnect. And when you restart, the laser doesn't start up properly. So it's probably a controller problem. But anyway, they've been good about it. But
Lumberjack
occupied a bit of time this week.
Not too far from Roger and I. They're in Illinois.
Yeah, Lumberjack is from my Discord community.
Nice.
They get a notification that we're live in that community. So
cool.
Nice. Growing and growing. We're a shower and a grower. How about that one?
Oh boy. Hey, Steve, or all of you all. So I cleaned mirror number 1 on this laser behind me.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Magic.
All the mirrors can get dirty.
I didn't call me naive on my part, but like I didn't know it existed. Like I've been cleaning mirrors 2 and 3, and the lens, those 3 things, like I should. I just never. I don't know. Like it was out of sight, out of mind. You
didn't see that big laser tube rolling across the back of your laser and not wonder how it got going forward?
I knew you were going to say that. But I know the laser tube was there. It just never. I don't know.
Yeah, and it depends. So on my DIY CO2 laser, that mirror never gets dirty. It has to do with how the venting works on your laser, like where the smoke goes when it comes off the material.
Yeah, and I'm cutting
because it rolls around. Like I look in my DIY laser, and there's these weird vortexes as the smoke is going out, but it keeps it away from that mirror.
So we're talking about this laser behind me here for context, and I was like getting the settings I was using in the past to cut the same exact material. I wasn't getting good results, and so I didn't know there was a laser or mirror number 1. So I'm sharing this so other people can learn from my mistake. But yeah, I've had this laser for 2 years and I've never cleaned that. So to give you an idea, like it doesn't get dirty that often. This thunder laser pulls everything, all the smoke downward.
Through the bottom of the grill.
Through the bottom of the grill.
Yeah.
And out the back. So it really doesn't. It shouldn't get dirty necessarily, but it finally got dirty enough where I could see a difference.
Yeah.
And when I looked at it, when I looked at the lens, when I looked at the mirror, it wasn't like noticeably like, wow, that's really dirty. You could tell it needed to be cleaned, but it wasn't like black.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's got an even coating across the whole mirror, though, you won't notice that it's dirty, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah, I looked at the cloth and I was like, yeah, that was dirty.
The importance to that too is that, people, when they have mirror issues, it's like, Nancy, right? It's an overwhelming process. It's an overwhelming thought.
Yeah,
and to think that it's not just,
if it's the first time you're aligning, it scares the crap out of you because you look at this big complicated machine, right?
Andy is well established. I would say he's seasoned, right?
Yeah.
And there's always that new moment, right?
Yep.
And it doesn't matter how long you've been doing something. Someone who could do something 2 days could still teach you something.
You learned something today. That's
the day you think you know everything's the day you should get a new job.
Yeah,
you're not willing to learn.
Now you skipped a comment here, so I want to go back, Rick. But we'll answer Chris's here since it's topical to this discussion. There is no lens on the end of the tube. There's just a piece of quartz there, a piece of clear glass.
That's what I've had this comment a couple times in this conversation, and a couple people have said that.
Yeah. No lens there.
There's no mirror there.
No.
No lens
Yeah, no lens. No, I just want to go back to this one. So, Deborah, the XCS I run is probably 3 versions newer than the one you currently have on your laser, unless you're testing things for Xtool. But I'm not like my laser is not even connecting to XCS. This is a hardware
issue.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I know the current XCS, the current public XCS is doing some weird things, but they're working on it.
So from Halloween, my kids went trick or treat in our neighborhood, and I found one of my neighbors is big into 3D printing. And I've seen these little figurines, like this looks like a troll looking. A lot of people are making them. I don't even know what they're called. Maybe are you familiar with them? They're like this big, and they're like these figures kind of look like little alien. Evil. I don't know.
There's a new one of those
round
things
head
every week.
Their eyes are dots. I've seen a lot of people make them on YouTube. They're probably like a downloadable file. That's why they're so common.
Yeah.
But that was cool. They're giving away for Halloween.
We have to introduce Chris as our comedian tonight.
Chris, it's just smoke and mirrors.
Literally.
I'm here all night, folks. I'm here all night. Yeah, I said it because a lot of people call it a lens.
Yeah. Like
the lens protector on the diode.
Yeah, the lens, the bottom optic on a laser on a diode laser isn't a lens either. It's just a piece of glass. The lens is up inside the laser.
Don't look into the light.
Yeah, definitely don't look into that light. So
Halloween's over. Thanksgiving, Christmas is around the corner. That's probably our next big of sales.
7 weeks away.
I was talking to a buddy of mine yesterday. He was in my shop, and I was saying, I need to get on a schedule that allows me to move from one occasion to the next.
Yep.
Like now I should be working on like Valentine's Day stuff.
Yep.
But I just can't get that organized because every day is just some new chaotic thing that I didn't see coming. So like the laser issue and I had a rotary issue last week that I was working on. On the plus side, I finished my router table, so
nice.
And it actually works. I'll do a video.
Steve, do you like that tinkering with machines?
Yeah, it's what I've spent my whole career doing.
I was wondering. You seem to enjoy that part of it.
Yeah, well, I was a systems type engineer for 35, 40 years. If you want to know how to do laser stabilization, I can do that for you. I've got patents on it.
Okay.
Well, I did patents. I don't own them, but
yeah.
It was cool. I got to go to Japan and show it to Nikon and Canon because it was used. It was an industrial UV laser, and it was used for microlithography.
What was that even?
This was back in the 80s. Like at that time, the density of chips, microchips, was about 50 microns, and the thing we built took it down to about 20 nanometers, and now of course we're down to like 3 or 4. But
you got to break it down to inches.
I would like to lay claim to making all of this modern technology happen, but alas, I just built the tool.
So I'll give one of my giveaways away. It's like a smash grab or easy sale, I should say. Aldi's around Thanksgiving, they have cutting boards that are like, you can't build them for that, right? They're obviously probably made in China, and they're buying them by the hundreds of thousands. So if you can buy a cutting board for $11, I'm laser engraving them, selling for $65 to $75. Like, they're gone.
Yeah,
they're gone.
So I don't know if I mentioned this last week. So these foam mats that I did the video on. Right. Somebody said, well, you can go to Dollarama or Dollar Store and buy those for like $1.25. Sure. And the next question was, why would anybody pay $40 or $50 for them? And my response was another question. You can buy a $4 cutting board at a dollar store, but why would somebody pay $800 for one?
Right.
Right. It's about handcrafting and quality. And that customization, right? Like your cutting boards, right? Yeah, you can buy them at the dollar store, but once it's customized, that's when it becomes valuable, right? Because then it's unique.
Yeah, so I just engrave them. I'll do like the monogram or last name.
You just put a pattern or something on them.
Yeah, something real simple, quick. It takes 5 minutes on the laser engraver.
Yeah,
I took something I paid max $11 and sold it for $65, and they're stupid happy, like besides themselves. Like, and that one customer will post it on Facebook, and they're gonna bring you 5 or 6 customers. You know what I mean? And it's just like, and then you're like, they're gone, and it's like a seasonal item. So like, once they're gone, they're gone. So I literally tell my wife, go to the store, buy them all. She's like, well, I don't care how many they have, they will sell. Just buy them all. Whatever they have, buy them all. And people like get pissed because they're so cheap. Like, you're trying to buy, they know what you're doing. Do you know you're buying them for like a business, and they're trying to buy them for their house, and you're like, yeah, I'll take 100 of them. Yeah, can I buy that pallet?
Depending on the store, like Dollarama, I guess they have Dollarama in the US too. It's another one of those dollar stores, but you can buy in bulk on their website. Like, you can buy a case of those things,
right?
And they get cheaper even than they are in the store.
What kind of things are you engraving on them, Rick?
Monograms, just like a first initial, last, or their first initial or their last name initial. Yeah. It's some fancy scrolling around the edging.
Yeah.
Sometimes the first initial for their last name, and underneath it, their last name. But for the most part, most people just want the letter big and some fancy scrolling around the edge. I literally go on Canva.com. I type in, scrolls or whatever, brings it all up, and they even have AI now. And you can easily send out 3 different designs. I never do more than 3 designs because you confuse them, or all of a sudden you create a monster. They want you to do an hour and a half of custom artwork. Like, no, man, this has to be an easy peasy job for me. Bang it out quick. Export it right out of Canva, and you're good to go.
I saw somebody, I don't know if it was Xtool in the upcoming XCS or maybe it was something in Lightburn, where you could just type in the name and it would make one of those signs for you, right? It would basically put a big A in there and put Adam or something on the bottom, whatever the name was. It would just do it all for you.
Yeah. And Canva's awesome. I mean, I tell everyone, just pay for the paid version. Like, oh, it's free. I'm like, yeah, but if you think Canva's cool, you have no idea all the other stuff they have because you have the free version. Like, the fact that you think it's free, trust me, there's a whole lot of stuff that you can't see because, and the paid version, I think it's like $6 a month.
It's gone up though. I think the new license for it is quite expensive, apparently.
I'll still pay it.
I'm a Kittle guy. What can I say? It does it's really mostly about graphic design, right? So it's where Canva has a bunch of other stuff in it.
Right. I like Canva too because I can take our thumbnail for this live and I could say reformat it so that it's for Instagram, reformat it for TikTok, reformat it for YouTube community posts. And I don't have to redo all my artwork. It'll just go boop and do it all.
What does it do?
Exactly, yeah.
What does it do? I didn't catch that. I think this is a great point though. Like, back to your moneymaker, right? Like the simplicity of that. I run into so many people that are like in analysis paralysis. Like, I don't know what to make. I don't know what to make to sell. And then you have people like Rick saying like, I just go and buy these cutting boards from Aldi and put a monogram letter on them. And I think in a lot of ways, people don't think that's okay. Like they almost are apprehensive to do it because
laugh all the way to the bank.
So I know. So it's like, it's almost like there's this, some people deal with like this, it can't be that easy.
Right.
It's got to be more difficult.
But it is.
Yeah. Right. And that's why I said it's not some big intricate design. It's not super grave. If you follow me on TikTok, I'll even the people who buy it, you have to pay me 100% up front or I won't do anything for you. I won't do anything for you until you 100% up front. And I'll go on TikTok and I'll be like, boop, here's your thing. And I'll do like a little quick little video of it doing it on the laser. And guess what happens? That person who bought it is sharing it all over Facebook, reposting it on TikTok. And then boom, there goes your subscribers. And then here comes some customers, And it's just, my dad used to say, keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of like if you're, I'm not a big deer hunter, but I grew up in Michigan and deer hunting season's coming up. It's kind of like, putting out deer pee, to attract does.
Right.
And
we're going into a dark area here now.
I know. It came to my mind. I don't know. But, it's like, it is. It's like, it attracts more people. And the best marketing is when your customers market for you.
Yeah.
Right. And again, I'm not, if you want to call me, that's not woodworking. That'd be the one time I'm like, all right, I'll take it.
You got me.
I'll take that.
It's in that particular application, it's laser engraving.
Right. And 100%. Like I own that. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah. I didn't make that. And you know what? I don't claim to make it either. I don't tell them, I made this hard slave it. No, man. Like I don't tell them where I got it from.
And I don't think a lot of them would care. Yeah. Like I think the interesting part is like their customers care about the end result. That's all they care about.
Yeah.
Right.
And
well, I mean, they won't necessarily ask it this way, but in their brain, they're going, "Where's the value here?" It's not the cutting board, right? It's the engraving.
Right.
For them, right?
And
It's
what I
what's
tell them
on
too
it.
is I say, look, man, you can use this as a cutting board. Just don't use the side you engrave. Keep it all nice. So when you want to be fancy and show off, have that side. And if it gets jacked up, just let me know. Give it back to me, and I'll sand it and give it back to you. No big deal. Really?
Yep.
Yeah, no big deal. No big deal. You know, and you know, people actually use them, so they do get beat up. You know, they're like, hey, you know what? I want another one. Or hey, you know what? I want to give that as a gift to my mother-in-law. She really liked it. It's a gift that keeps on giving.
So on this note, last year I bought. So this is walnut.
Okay.
From
dog tags. Are they dog tags?
Yeah, it's in that shape.
Yeah, so I've seen that sells big time.
Yeah, those
So you see where
Sometimes they get pretty intricate in design though, what they'll want.
IKEA, yeah.
IKEA.
So my wife and I were in IKEA in Indianapolis. This was a while ago, a year and a half ago. And they had these on clearance for $10 a piece. I bought 80 of them, all that they had.
Right.
And so I spent $800 on these, but I couldn't make this for $10.
No. But even if you could, how much time, and then you got to sand it, and you got to cut it, then you got to finish it, even if just your time, forget the material.
So Rick, I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna monogram these things and see what happens.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's it. And Canva is so cool because they have like tons of that kind of stuff. You know, and and most of the time, like, I'll make 3 designs and I just send them one. My favorite, and if they don't like it, I'll send a 3, and that's it. But most of the time, it's the first one. It's not super deep engraving. It's not a super crazy design. You know.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's a, are you? So are you gonna build a full-blown $250,000 business off this?
No.
It's
a seasonal item.
But are you gonna? Can you pay off your laser machine? Your $2,000 laser doing that? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
right.
Sure.
In a week.
Yeah.
Well, the other aspect of this is if all you have is a laser engraver, to make that board, if you said, no, I'm going to make these, you need a planer, you need a table saw, you need some kind of a router type, either a table router or a hand router, sander, like you've got, $3,000 or $4,000, $5,000 worth of hardware before you can even make one.
Right. You got $5,000 in equipment to make a $10 board.
Yeah. And I mean, meanwhile, I went to IKEA while you were talking there. We don't have that board, which is too bad because I'd buy a boatload of them. But they do have an Acacia one for $10.
There you go.
This is $10 Canadian. That's like 50 cents, where you live.
So to me, Andy, that IKEA board that you showed me, what I commonly see that my family's 3rd generation military, so I may have a lot of people on my groups that are military. I commonly see those boards sold as dog tags, and that is a big seller. But the only thing is that sometimes they get pretty crazy design, but they do have basic, just a name. It looks like a standard dog tag, but a standard dog tag that is like $45, $55.
Yeah, so, if they're military, they're gonna want like the logo of their unit or something on it, right?
Yep. Right. So what I'm saying is sometimes it just looks like a basic, simple dog tag, like a legit dog tag, and maybe that's just it's what you're CNC or even a laser. You can just do that engraving and then they'll fill it with black paint or whatever, and then clear over. But then I also see sometimes people but then the price goes way up. They'll do like the Army logo, the Marine dog, and then it's full color. And now you took that $50 to $400, but they'll pay it. And I even saw, and I don't know where to source this, if anyone has it, the chains. The little beads, but they're huge.
They're type
huge.
Thing.
It's huge, and I'm like, where the hell did they get that from? I know that's an IKEA board because I've seen it, but I was like, where did they get that necklace from? Because it's short. It's probably 6 inches, but it's like gigantic.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you seen those?
I haven't. Mm-mm.
Yeah, so
Yeah, you
people are
can buy
literally
those.
hanging it on the wall by that.
That could be cool.
Where'd we end up in the comments here?
So we are at
Get back to the reason we're here. Although making cutting boards
So
with
this was
engraving
the
on them
last
is
question we got to.
Did you just upgrade XCS or the firmware on your machine? This is actually the same problem I'm having with the P2, except that the P2 doesn't boot properly all the time. So it's probably not the same problem, but the same behavior. I can't find it with XCS.
Yeah, so circle down the rabbit hole we went down. Just want to say, it doesn't matter the niche that you're in. Dick's, Walmart, Target, no matter what kind of retail big box store, they all have seasonal items, and seasonal items are huge. So I don't care if
I wander through the dollar store on a regular basis just to see what's there. Like think glassware, cutting boards, tumblers, water bottles, plates, you name it. They're all there and they're cheap, right?
I do the same thing, especially right after a holiday.
Yep. I do that at Michael's. My wife's like, "Did you buy anything?" I was like, "No." She was like, "You were there for 2 hours." I'm like, "I know. I got some badass ideas." You know what I mean? I'm like, they're following around. This Mexican's gonna steal some shit. He's looking at everything. I'm taking pictures, everything. You know what I mean?
In answer to this question, I don't buy cutoffs. I make cutoffs. If you need some, let me know.
Yeah, I have like 3 big boxes. I actually made a video on a wood caddy. Because like right here in my videos, there used to be like a stack of wood that was like all crap. So I built 2 caddies that I can put on my scraps. Oh, I got another good one. I got another good one. Let me show the picture. Anyone could do this. So speaking of scraps, I'm telling you guys, like it doesn't always have to be something crazy, something very intricate. It could be something really basic, and it can make you a ton of money. So the holidays are coming. We've all known you're going to do your fancy place sets and things like that for Thanksgiving. But when after the fancy dinner's away and everyone starts rolling out the drinks and they're hanging out, you don't want 50,000 cups or these little kids, breaking your nice glasses. So the Dix cups, the little Dixie cups come out, or the plastic cups come out. And this little simple holder that holds the cup along with your cup, mark your cup, fill her up. You see that?
Yeah, I do.
$25 to $35.
And it looks like it works with red Solo cups.
Yeah.
Yes.
The most important cup of all.
Yes.
So I went to Sam's. I just bought 500 cups for like $12. Okay. Here you go, guys. Mark your cup, fill her up. And look, you don't have to do all the painting, all that if you don't want to either. You can just use regular wood, engrave it, and you don't even have to fill it. Or if you want to fill it, remember, just keep it simple, stupid. Like, don't go crazy with the design. This isn't like a $50 item. This is something that you're literally going to go in your scrap pile. Just take all that crap you're going to throw away, and just make that. Throw it on the engraver, throw it on your laser, throw it on your CNC, whatever it may be, and just write that stupid saying. And give them 6 cups and a permanent marker. It'll sell. I'm telling you, it'll sell. So it'll sell, and people will buy them for other people.
This kind of plays into Chris's comment here. You can buy it for $3, but you can sell it for 30, right?
Exactly.
It's the difference between price and value.
Exactly.
I've as my kids were growing up, I was forever telling them, you understand the price of everything and the value of nothing. And I think they finally got the message. It's not that you always have to spend $1 million, but there's a reason why things are priced the way they are most times.
Right.
Unless you buy maybe an Apple product, which tends to be expensive just for no reason. But
I was just saying that today at work. I started doing. I'm a president of the Latinx chapter in my company, and they wanted me to do some video editing, and they were saying they were struggling. And I said, well, when I had a PC, my PC would crash when I export these files. an 8K file. Now my MacBook Pro, that's ungodly expensive for no particular reason at all, other than it's a Mac.
Yeah.
It doesn't crash.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I have this machine here that I'm running on right now, which is my video editing machine. I have a Mac Studio Pro, and it was damn expensive, but there is no other machine that can do what it does.
Yeah, when it has finance options for like $850 a month, you're like, huh?
Yeah, it's like am I buying a car?
Yeah.
So the new Mac Mini was announced, right? The new Mac Mini M4.
Yeah.
And I mean, the thing is, like, it fits in the palm of your hand, but it's actually about the same speed as my Mac Studio, because this is a previous generation.
Yeah, my wife's now on a Mac too. So my daughter's on a Mac. My daughter has the Mac Desktop Pro.
How much do they want for that Mini?
I think they start fairly cheap, like $300-$400.
So the way the price goes up is the RAM and the memory, right? So you get into terabytes. And
it's because when you crack open that box, the M4 chip is everything. Like, there's literally power going into a chip and a couple of cables coming out for video and USB. It's like system on a chip stuff, right? And so when you have to, that's why you can't upgrade them. Like, you buy the thing you need when you buy it, because you can't add memory to it, you can't add disk space to it, because it's all on the chip.
They said, Roger, you're quiet. What's going on? I think Roger's chillaxing.
Oh,
He's in
Mexico. Yeah, I was chilling a little bit. I'm looking over the bathroom door here, and if I can figure out a way to get this laptop turned around and the camera turned around, you got to see this bathroom door. It's really unique. You'll never see another one like it. So I'm going to see if I can get things turned around here.
I thought we were going a different route with that comment.
I was hoping we weren't.
I was like, where are we going with this, Roger?
Now I want to see if I can get some things turned around here. When we got into this condo, and I come into the bathroom, I had to call the wife right away. I said, you got to come check out this bathroom door. You've never seen anything like it. So hang on, I'll see if I can get things turned around here.
So Jack made a comment here. Pay off the laser in a week, $2K plus overhead and materials. So we get comments before, is that where's the Office Max, the easy button, right? That how come people are doing these reviews, and they do 7 reviews a month, and every single laser is the best laser there is, and every single laser is something that is going to make you $1 million. You never see that from any of our channels ever. Like, it may be like, this is the best at the time, and then something else comes out, but every video is not the biggest better, right? And there's no false promises like, oh, if you buy this, you're gonna be able to quit your full daytime job. We're a little bit more realistic.
Yeah, like if you bought, let's say you bought a diode laser or some high-end diode laser, a couple K, and you bought a sheet of really nice plywood or really nice black acrylic, and you made nothing but earrings in one sheet of that material, you could make enough money to pay for that laser, but you got to sell them. That's the challenge, right? You only make money once you sell, so it requires work. It requires work.
Okay, I got my way around over here. So this is the bathroom door right here. So when you close the bathroom door, it's a slider. That's how much privacy you get.
Doesn't really afford a whole lot.
Nice. No,
so who the hell came up with that design?
You need the ventilation to escape the room, so I don't ruin the paint on the walls.
Fortunately, it's just my wife and I in here.
Was this condo built by like Mickey McPervert or something? Like,
no, so this is made out of 3/4-inch plywood.
Yeah.
It's a lineman prayer.
Mm-hmm.
So something like this, white stain, 3/4-inch plywood. This is a $50 board.
Yeah, I think. So back to, I think Jack wrote this when I made the comment about laser engraving the blanks, and like we were talking about on Facebook, like Rick, you buying Aldi blanks and putting monogram on them and reselling them, and in that scenario, I think you still have to sell them.
Yes.
But I think to the comment of, can you build a full-time business doing simply that? No. But can you make a quick 2K? Absolutely.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing too, is to scale that, right? So whatever your niche is, like my niche is memorial stuff. I make memorial stuff. But Halloween, I make jack-o'-lanterns, Day of the Dead, I obviously that's a big deal for me, but Valentine's Day, I don't have an item for every single holiday. I went on Google and I said, how many American holidays are there? And then I said, how many holidays appear? Because I was like, you know what? I'm being naive by saying, why am I saying American? Why they can't be Jewish? Why can't they be Russian? Why? Who cares, right? Like United States is a melting pot. I don't care if they're Muslim, whatever. So I said, well, how many holidays in the year? And then look, obviously, I'm not going to try to sell to Amish people, right? Like they're going to make their own, or I'm not going to try to sell to maybe an Italian community if I don't have surround. So pick the point of me. What I'm saying is that go Google holidays for 2025. Pick that, and then in your surrounding area, look in your community, local to you. Do any of those apply? Do you have a strong Italian community? Do you have a strong Polish community? Do you have a strong Hispanic community? And then hit those hard, right? So when that holiday comes up, make something related to that. Post it on Facebook Marketplace. Okay, but not just Facebook Marketplace. So I live in Oswego, Illinois. I'll go on Facebook and type in Oswego, Illinois groups, and I'll post it on all the Oswego, Illinois. So guess what happens? People in my own town know me. So, and then when I'm posting on TikTok, when I'm posting on YouTube, when I'm posting those, it gives you an option that says, where are you located? Start putting your town. Because I had a lady, she messaged me, oh my God, those are so amazing. I can't believe you came up on my TikTok. I live in Oswego too. Like, that's the point. Like, that's how it works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, to pay for those type of Google AdSense advertisements, to pay for those TikTok ads, that's expensive. So if you will tag your own video in the town that you live in, build a local. I'm not saying you can't do Etsy, all that. I'm not saying any of that. But if you can put cash money in your pocket, no credit card fees, no Uncle Sam coming after you, somebody's coming to your house, or you're making an exchange, cash money, cash is king. Cash is king to me. So
I think keeping it simple, like you said, there's no easy button. Still takes effort and work.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't think we don't have to build a spaceship.
Right.
I mean, Roger might, but or Steve.
I'm just uncannily lucky for some reason with a lot of things.
I'm telling you have that green thumb, that green sales thumb.
Yeah. No, that, and I can actually make money with coasters.
Anybody
burn,
can.
Steve, burn.
Anybody can. It's the amount of effort it takes to make that money.
Yeah. So
I mean, if I was going to get into the coaster business, the first thing I would do is make a robot that can make coasters.
So if there's anything you took away from this live today, my suggestion would be do the search for the holidays. Find what actually in your area is really what would you have a market for in your demographic area, and then come up with ideas. And you know what? Andy said the other day, don't beat your head against a wall. Go to Pinterest. Well, here's another idea. Go to Facebook, put in your zip code, and type what you're trying to sell, and see what's selling out. But you know what? Expand out the search to not within 35 miles. Expand it out to the max. Do 300 miles. See what people in your state and your neighboring states are selling and what they're doing. And I've been honest. I saw a guy selling coasters that was just chopped wood. Like he literally took a branch and chopped it. And I sent him a message. I said, look, I mean, no disrespect at all. Please don't take this in the wrong way. But are you legit selling these? And he sent me a picture of like USPS boxes, the priority mail boxes, like 200 of them. He's like, bro, I cut down a tree and I started selling these. And as it turns out, people like these for weddings. He's like, I was going to sell it as firewood. And I was like, holy crap, I got a ton of that too. Well, maybe I'll try it. So that's what I'm saying. So come up, and don't be afraid. Like that guy, he's in Michigan. I'm in Illinois. I'm not going to sell a coaster branch thing. I don't even know what they're called. We're not in competition with each other. We're not in the same town. So don't be afraid also to ask somebody.
I saw someone on Facebook. I did not send them a message, but they were doing the same concept out of a treated 4x4.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were selling. I didn't ask. But the first thing I would have started with, no disrespect, is to make them a consistent size.
Right.
These ranged from a 1/2 inch thick to 2 inches thick is a set.
And
that's called eclectic.
Yeah. Another item that Daniel, our friend, the Bearded Viking, he always kind of promotes and tells noobs to sell. And I'm actually going to be making it for this bath thing. Is you just take any piece of wood, and cut a hole in it to fit those little tea candles, like the real ones, right? Mm-hmm. And set them in it. So if it's 2, if it's 1, if it's 4, whatever, and just sand it, round it, make it out kind of fancy up any way you want, and they're selling. So are you gonna sell them for $100? No, but this is your scrap pile. You know what I mean? Like if you made just a little rectangle box, and you made some little whatever, and they're selling.
Well, there's a guy here local, well, not here, but back at home local, that picks up driftwood along the Mississippi River. And he takes it home and he dries it. And he actually, some of it he stains, other ones he varnishes or puts a good coat of poly on them. And he sells these things for ridiculous prices. When I first saw his setup, I thought, you can't seriously think anybody's going to pay for that, but he does. He sells them. And people use it for decorations. And he has, very little effort in it. And
driftwood is a big seller.
Yeah, so early on when we were doing these videos, we always said that people were surprised we're actually doing these videos. And the reason they surprised, because they think that when you're a YouTuber that we're directly in competition with each other, right? I can't be friends with you guys because we do the same things, And realistically, I reached out to you guys because I respected your opinion. I valued your opinion. And I thought you'd bring something to the table, right? So there's I think for the better of the community, right? For the better of growth. Yeah. And to be honest, even in Roger and I being in the same state, we're not in the same lane. So, you can definitely always learn something. So I appreciate everyone jumping in and, learn something from us. But we don't know it all either. So if you have something that you think's a great idea, speak up.
Speaking of YouTube competitors, there's Mr. Clack.
Cross-cutting cookies sell really well, but 2/3 of them split in the kiln.
Yeah, they will.
You have to wrap them before you put them in the kiln. Like wrap them put a zip tie around them.
Uh-oh, Roger. Turns out we have some of your friends in here. Alberta, Canada.
Right there. Oh, that's Gord. Yeah, Gord's been here.
It was a joke. What did someone say here? When you give away, please don't have more than one Shop Talk Live entry. Joyous.
Let us enjoy the program. So don't spam the Shop Talk Live.
Hey, so just so you guys know that we use a program called StreamYard, and during the giveaways, there's no way that people are not going to spam it, and that's fine, and that's okay. But as the comments do come out, we do have the ability to star it, so that we can actually go back and still post a live. So don't think just because it's a giveaway, if you had a legitimate question, then we won't be able to answer it. And the giveaway day is November 20th. So
bring your friends.
Ready. So if you're already not a subscriber to all of our channels, you cannot win unless you are. So make sure that you are a subscriber. And the also thing is you have to subscribe to each one of our channels. You have to share at least one of our videos, and you have to comment at least one of our videos. If you comment on more than one, share them more than one, that's appreciated. But you only have to do it to at least one. And if you have a Facebook page that you posted on, like your personal page that you're sharing, that would help me because then I can go and validate everything. Otherwise, I got to do some investigation, which is fine either way. Chris, for me, coasters need to be personalized to get the margin I need.
Yeah, you got a good margin there.
Yeah, just replace coaster with anything, right? Like personalization, people will pay money for that.
Yep.
Like you got to understand, like most people on this channel, like who are watching this, either have a laser or understand at least what lasers can do. But to a lot of people, like putting their name on something with a laser is just pure magic.
Yeah.
Like I've seen people come into my shop who've never seen a laser before, and you engrave something and they're like, holy cow, this is amazing. And you can just see the gears grinding, like all the things they think they're going to put their name on, right? Like it's like we underestimate the skill level for the people we sell to.
So,
or the knowledge level, we'll say.
So Steve makes fun of me because every single time that a challenge coin question comes up, he's like, "Oh, you can pull it out of your pocket, right?" And
he's got it on a little chain around his wrist.
Coincidentally enough, so the unit reached out to me and they said, "Hey Rick," I said, "Yeah." They said, "What do you think about putting that challenge coin on a keychain?" You know, some of the guys weren't too keen about the actual challenge coin keeping their pocket, you know. But what about putting it on a keychain? And I said, yeah, but you know, keychains themselves, because remember the alignment, it's not going to be a cheap keychain. A keychain by itself can be like $20, like a nice keychain. So we went back and forth, and they decided on this $5 Amazon keychain, like the clip part, right? So we're going to make challenge coins, keychains.
It's going to be a pretty heavy keychain.
You ever seen the stuff that Roger? We care.
I'm thinking more of if they grab the key and there's nothing but a chain and then a 3-pound piece of brass on the end of it, it's probably going to break the chain.
Yes, that's.
I object to having to carry my key fob in my pocket for my truck because I don't like how big it is.
Yeah, so the whole idea is that, you know, when I was that guy, I went to every union meeting. And so what the challenge coin thing is that if you sit down at the bar and you put the challenge coin down and the guy to your left or the guy to your right doesn't have one, they both buy you a beer. You know, and then the whole idea with the union was that if you paid your union dues a year in advance, the union would give you one. Or your general foreman or foreman did something good, they'd give you one. And it shouldn't be something that's just bought. You can, just like military challenge coins, you can buy them, but really it should be earned.
So
yeah, Dave.
He's pleading for the
single entries.
I'm gonna tell you like this: it ain't gonna happen. People are gonna do it, and yeah, and I don't blame them. You give them something $1,000 plus away, they want the better their odds, and we actually allow it because there's an option that you can click that you know they can't do that. It won't count or whatever, but we uncheck that. So
yeah, but they can still enter it, right?
Right.
They can still type it.
Right. Let's see, what is this?
Well, we could just we can just not give things away. How's that?
Chris said, have to be mindful of how the coin is attached or you'll lose the function of the coin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely have some things to do. So yeah. So the point of me bringing that up was that even an item that you kind of think like sometimes things have like a slow takeoff and then they accelerate and then it almost becomes an item that like you no longer sell, right? And you kind of like shelf that item. Sometimes if you just make a twist of that same item, reinvent that item, now all of a sudden that could be a big seller for the next 8-9 months, right? So just don't think some things are a dud. But I always say like these jack-o'-lanterns. I make these jack-o'-lanterns and like they're guaranteed like cash cow for me. But at some point I'm aware that it may just be a dud, right? So that's why I don't go make 2,000 jack-o'-lanterns. Like Steve was saying, it would be nice that if we were 2 months to 3 months before the holiday because you're preparing, right? That'd be nice. But it always seems I'm that kind of way too. I'm kind of preparing like there's not a big margin of time before that holiday, and it's honestly because like each season you're kind of testing it, So those jack-o'-lanterns, I'm dropping off some ones that weren't selling. I have already some new ideas from some new ones, But just sometimes you got to reinvent, the stuff that's sold. So why did the sales stop? Is there any changes you can make to bring those back up? If it's such a hot seller, why did it stop? So. And then you're also going to have items that don't sell at all and don't get butthurt. Like,
yep.
That's the whole reason you're not making 2,000 subs. And you got to test your market sometimes. Just because you like it doesn't mean the customer likes it. Just because the customer likes it doesn't mean you have to like it. The only thing you got to like is this. That's it.
Yeah, it comes back to, right? It comes back to what your goals are. I mean, if your goal is to make cash, then do something that makes cash.
Yeah.
If your goal is just to have fun and make creative stuff, then don't worry about selling things. Just, make stuff for fun and do creative things.
Yep.
There's no right or wrong way. So many times I see people trying to do everything. Like, I want what I do with a CNC to be fulfilling, to be fun, to be a creative outlet, to make cash, to pay off my, it's you can't do that with one product. I mean, you can get lucky and do that with one product, but
well, you can, but you can't, right? Because if you make something that's wildly successful, it will take about 3 seconds for anyone else to make it, right? So,
especially if you're doing it online.
Yeah.
For example, the candy boards that we sell, this year we're probably going to hit about 800 by the time the year's over. We used to do quite a few more than that, and I was kind of wondering why it slid off a little bit. We got to looking around. Well, somebody in China has copied it. I mean, the only thing they're not doing is painting it, and it's on Amazon for $5 less than ours is.
Yeah.
Yep. I think if you...
That's how it works.
That's how it works. And if you sell on the internet and expect it to be copied, if it's successful, which we want it to be, it will be copied.
Oh yeah.
Around it.
That's why I like my apparel part of my business. You won't see that on my Rick's 2 cents. You won't see because it's too copy to copy. Like, if you want to copy this design and you want to go to the effort to copy it, okay, that's fine, right? You can probably just steal it just from that, but it's not going to be the exact, but you can make the identical T-shirt. You know what I mean? Like,
yep,
it's just ink.
Yeah.
Well, even the shirt I've got on tonight, may contain tequila. This is something we make and we sell, but yeah, you could easily copy that. I mean, anybody could do that.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to copy. There's,
Yeah, something that is interesting, and I've shared this, I've shared this before, but so copying, like, there's a couple different things. So
your mic is breaking.
Your audio went a little goofy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now it's good.
And now, yeah.
So if you copy someone, let's say a couple scenarios here. Say you go on Etsy, find something that's selling well, and copy it and try to sell it on Etsy. It's a horrible idea, because it's already selling, right? Like, there's people that do that, but now if you go on Etsy, take an idea that you think will do well in your local market and sell it locally, that's different. So there's modeling, or I use copy, right? That's a bad word, but there's modeling what works, but in a different market. Like, I could do the exact same thing as Rick, back to the monogrammed engraved boards, right? But I do that locally, and the idea is like, yeah, I copied that, but I'm not. Rick's not going to be upset because I'm a whole different market than he is, right? I'm not competing with him. So, but if Rick was doing that online, And next thing you know, he said, hey, I'm successful doing this. He shares it here. There's a bunch of us that run out and try to do it online as well. Now we're competing with the same audience, the same customer.
Yep.
That's my point. So,
which gets you into that race to the bottom, right? Because the only way you're going to sell is if it's cheaper. And then the next time somebody sells it, it'll be cheaper again. And pretty soon you've got a $5 cutting board.
Right. And I think there's a big difference too between a carbon copy and using something as influence.
absolutely.
Right?
I agree.
Like someone, I made a jack-o'-lantern thing for Halloween, and like, oh, I would think that would be good for something else, whatever. Or they put their total different twist on. They just took your concept. Like, oh, I like that concept. I like the concept of the lanterns you're making. And they make their own lanterns and go a total different route, but they're making lanterns. I'm not butthurt like, oh, you know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah, it's a lot harder, back to the stealing idea, like on the other side of it, you're afraid of people stealing, like if I put something on the internet, and it's successful, I expect it to be copied, modeled after, I expect that. But if I take that same idea and do it locally, it's a lot less likely to get copied at scale, right? So selling locally kind of protects you from that. The internet, like I said, you put it on the internet, expect it to see it. Like, I can go to Etsy stores right now, and hopefully they're not watching this. It's okay. It's okay. My feelings are not hurt, but I can go to Etsy right now and find at least, I've done this, 5 stores that are 5 shops that I know they watch my channel because they only have the items and the files that I make in their Etsy shop.
Yeah, see, that's not.
But
see, like,
at the end of the day,
if I saw lanterns and thought it was the concept of lanterns, but I made my own unique designs, I'd be like, dude, like, I kind of copied you, but whatever. I make lanterns a lot too, but if you're straight up carbon copying my design, even if you change it a little bit, like, the point is you just straight up stole my idea. Man, that's.
But again, I put it on the internet. I said this is successful, and I expect it, and I don't. It's fine. I don't put things on the internet that I don't want copied.
Yeah. So Andy,
sounds like an invitation.
Earlier in one of our lives, I kind of discussed this topic because not only did I have somebody try to copy my design, but they horribly failed at it, and then came clean and reached out to me for help. I copied my design, and I felt so bad. I actually helped them, But
so on that topic though, like in that scenario where people, they have a bourbon smoker and they have a lantern design behind me, like in their Etsy shop, they're on Etsy. They might make a couple sales, but they're trying to compete directly with me is not a good idea. Because I've already done, I know, right? I've more than 500 sales of these items. So like, if we show up next to each other and someone's trying to pick, between the two, sure, they can undercut me, and that kind of pisses me off a little bit, but on price. But most likely they're going to trust me more and go with the original. You see it on Amazon all the time with people like knockoff products, right? You see like the original, and then you have like all these different knockoffs.
Yeah.
It's no longer the as seen on TV model.
And sometimes they don't even use a different picture.
Yeah.
No, use the same picture.
Yeah.
So Great Lakes joined us last week in the live. I was actually going to circle back to you later today. Yes, I was able to confirm he'd subscribed, but we normally kind of put a disclaimer out there, and luckily this is not a heavy or bigger item. He's from Ireland. The winner's from Ireland. So luckily they're just hat clips. It'd probably be fairly reasonably priced to ship. But had that been a larger item, that's why we always do say that this is for the continental U.S. states. Anything outside, you're more than welcome to join. But if it's outside of U.S., you'd have to pay shipping. And Roger, we did have somebody, right?
The one laser that went to Hawaii.
Oh,
Yeah.
Clayton's, yeah.
Yeah. He picked up the shipping on it.
And Clayton's a beast, and he joins our live every week ever since. I think before that, he just made comments that he was always going to win, and he actually finally did win. So yeah, Clayton's. What does Steve say? Steve says, "I'm an engineer. I'm not an artist, but I can use it. But I can use." Clayton is an artist who just the laser is another tool in his toolbox. Like he's a legit artist.
Yeah, there's there's this a buddy of mine, same guy actually that was here today with his bad laser. He's probably listening, but I'll give him credit. I won't mention his name because he's very introverted, but he has a saying, right? I mean, I say I'm an engineer, but he says you can make two kinds of products. You can make something that's utilitarian or art. He said, if you can piss in it, it's utilitarian. If you piss on it, it's art. And that just says it all, right? So I like Chris's response, right? He makes things that make him happy.
Yeah.
Right. And I like to do that. I like to make money, but if I make something that I feel good about, the money tends to come, right? So I don't worry so much about. This is one of the reasons I don't do volume, right? Because you can make lots of money. I can make 1 million coasters a year, but it's not satisfying work, right? It's just like it's drudgery. And the last thing I wanted when I quit a full-time job was another full-time job.
Right. Chris said here that he often sends a message to the maker saying they inspired him. I do the same exact thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do the same exact thing. Yeah, a lot of people. You said see Clayton. I see a lot of people doing that stealing. So.
Yeah, it's different if you make, I don't know, some kind of a box and it's got some interesting engraving on it. It's different if somebody takes something that looks like that box and does something new with it, but as opposed to they make exactly your design, right?
Right. That's why I use the word. So I think modeling what works is it's just a version, right? Like you are, what's the word? You're imitating.
Like if I took one of your designs or looked at your designs, I might come up with something, but I would be treating you as a muse rather than somebody I'm stealing from, right? At least hopefully anyway. It's just like, I mean, this is one of the reasons we run this podcast too, right? It's like, hopefully we can inspire people. I mean, I can show you designs I've done. I don't care if you take them and go build them. They're hard to build. So, if you do it, great. You're learning something.
Right.
Do you guys know Matthew Peach?
Yeah.
So the name sounds familiar.
Let me see.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
He's phenomenal, man. I'm a subscriber to his channel. I think I've watched every one of his videos, and I sometimes take a twist of his and make it. And he made this Christmas tree, and then Daniel made the Christmas tree, his own twist of it, and then I made my own twist of it was like, I'll give it to Matthew. It was Matthew's idea. And then Daniel did his version. I did my version, and I thought mine was the best. So I'm gonna say it right. I just added a couple things. I did the painting. I added lights. I made it spin. Whatever. But I went to Matthew's channel on his video and said, "Thank you for the inspiration. I made this. This is my version of your concept." But the difference is that Matthew's channel is based around smalls that sell. And he's telling woodworkers like, hey, these are ideas. And then he goes to big box stores, like we're saying, and walks around, looks around and says, and then breaks it down. Like, here's an item that's $750. Here's the material cost and let's build it. So I think that's a different type of channel versus like your livelihood is making that particular item. He's an influencer who's giving you ideas to make it.
Yeah.
So that's, it's different. So, but still going back to, giving credit where credit's due and, saying thank you to someone for their idea.
Yeah, that's great. Actually, Matthew, on that same, I've taken that concept and I've done it 3 or 4 times on my channel, specifically for CNC products. Like how I would make this on a CNC. You know, same concept as Matthew Peach. He doesn't talk about CNC stuff. It's just traditional woodworking.
Yep.
And so that's my spin on it. And of course, my personality and the way I think, like break down products and things like that, like that's different as well. But yeah, I think that's the way to properly do it. The interesting thing, let's go upstream a little bit with that Christmas tree.
Yeah.
You know, where did Matthew get that idea from?
Right.
You know, where did that person get that idea from? And so that's interesting to think about as well. Is there such thing as an original idea? Yes.
Yeah.
Are they rare? Yes.
And they're also not on the internet.
They're not also
I would say that anyone, if now you're gonna go searching for this Christmas tree video, if you're not good with a table saw, don't attempt it. And the reason that I would say that is your last cut is a 1-inch square, and every side has a 45-degree cut. If you like your fingers, just skip that one. You know, so stay in your lane, be in your comfort zone. We keep talking about these new table saws. They're all fancy. What are they called now?
Saw stop.
Saw stop.
I don't have a saw stop. I have an old DeWalt construction, and I'm fine. You know.
How about just get your CNC router out and just cut that piece out on your CNC router?
Yeah.
So, so could you literally do that? Cut it out and then cut 45. So that's something you could do easily.
45, like so. I
1
guess
inch square.
Yep, a square.
And then like a pyramid, 45 all the way around.
Yeah,
every side is cut.
You could cut that. Actually, you could cut it with one tool bit if you had a 45 tool bit. You're just putting basically I assume it's a 4-sided pyramid, not 3 sides.
Yeah.
You're just like if you're using some kind of a bevel cut, you just run it around the thing 4 sides.
Basically, you're putting a chamfer on the edge.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Solve that problem.
If you didn't have one of those, then use like a ball nose bit and go around it 8 million times, and you'd get the same effect. You'd probably have to sand it a bit. But.
Or if you're really good on a bandsaw.
Yeah, bandsaw.
Yeah. The important thing is you probably wouldn't have to risk your fingers on a CNC.
I made a jig and it had a sacrificial piece of wood, and I just
That's definitely the fastest. With a CNC, it depends. Without seeing the part, it's tough to tell. But with a CNC, you could cut as many as you wanted, and out of one sheet of material, if you were batching them out or whatever. But yeah,
I never showed in the video how I cut that last piece because I didn't want someone to copy me and hurt themselves. Like, I'm not saying this is the right way to do it. I'm just saying this is what I did. I'm not showing you how I did it.
Yeah, but the alternative is they go, well, that Rick guy didn't show me what to do, so I'm just gonna go learn and do it myself.
It was like I almost needed that like soundtrack. I'm gonna do some sketchy shit. You know, and you're like, here we go.
And then within a few days, like Billy Ninefingers sends you a message and says, "Hey, you bozo, why didn't you show me how to cut that last piece?"
I just, when I did it myself, I was just very cautious, made sure I was paying attention. I took my time. I was in no rush. You know what I mean? And I just went slow. Like, all right, we're going to do slow, and just took my time. I was very conscientious where my fingers were the entire time. But I even told Daniel, that was some sketchy cutting, man. Because he didn't do all 4 cuts on the table saw. He did some on a chop saw. Then he like switched it up to try to, when he was like, when I did all 4 cuts on a table saw. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's where you grit your teeth and clench your cheeks. And...
It's only 1 inch, if it kicks off, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the nice thing about a CNC, right? It's not it may come loose, but it's probably not going to kick off.
No.
CNCs are nice in that they tend not to throw things at you like a table saw does.
Yeah.
Even breaking a bit, like
Yeah.
now I broke one time. I broke a V bit that had it was an Amana at the beginning. I broke a tool insert. You know how? Remember the ones that have the changeable tool inserts?
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen those? I broke a tool insert, and I had that fly at me, like a razor blade. But
yeah, it's flying knife basically.
Yeah. So
it'll make a small hole.
Live, make sure you do smash that like button. We appreciate you guys. Our live continues to grow, and even I love the comments after the live is, "Hey, I missed the live, but I caught up in the last 3 episodes." That's always cool. I get those messages, and obviously, you guys can reach out to the comments. And after the live is over, just because the live's over, it doesn't mean if you write in the comments we won't reply. So, sometimes I know we have we're a global we have a global audience, so you guys always can't watch it, or maybe you just at work. So feel free to still leave comments, and we'll still reply for sure.
Or watch it at work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or be like Clack and just put it in your ear while you're working and listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Clack last week gave away a laser. I was there. That's why his comments said, speaking of giveaways, sorry you didn't get picked, Rick.
Well, just what you need, another laser.
It was an Atom stack. He gave away an Atom stack.
Oh, that was the A70 or S70, whatever it was.
Yeah. So
that's a nice laser.
I have to talk to Atom Stack. What's going on, man? What's going on?
Oh, they've been bugging me for a long time to test a few things, but I'm trying not to do as many reviews in the next year. It just takes so much time. Like I've been working on this Omni 1 UV laser video for, well, it seems like weeks, because it's hard to get motivated for it because it takes a different kind of energy than a project.
Yeah, so people, if you're wondering what happened with the Nano, the one, this little guy right here, this is what we're giving away. No, it's not this one. The manufacturer is going to be mailing you a brand new one. I just added to live. And if you're wondering why I haven't dropped the video yet, I just did little snips. It's because they asked me not to publish the video to the 12th. So the video is done.
I published mine like 2 months ago. Rick did too.
Yeah, mine's been out for quite a while.
Because they have some promo codes and discounts they want me to publish.
Okay.
So it's like this big list they want me to advertise. So you guys, if you're looking to buy one after, everyone knows, right? Black Friday is a huge thing, and all this holiday season's coming up. Everyone's gonna do it. So yeah. So I said, okay, no problem. The 12th it is. But we are still talking about. It's funny how now they have my WeChat. So 1 o'clock in the morning, my wife, who's that? You know they're Chinese. You know they are. Like, who else is texting me at 1 o'clock in the morning? Like, those days are long gone. You ain't got to worry about that. You know what I mean? It's not a hot chick. I definitely can tell you that. But yeah.
Yeah, I had a conversation with the Commarker guys the other day, and it's like early for me, but obviously late for them. So, but that's about the best time. For me, it's about 7 o'clock or 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, which is fine for me. Gives them kind of the end of the day conversation. So
I'm getting up 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, get ready for work. So that's not a good time. So I'm trying to rush, get out the door. But then I normally lay down about midnight. So it never fails. I'm like, when you're just like kind of restless and all of a sudden you feel yourself like, like you just get that, I'm about to fall. Tink.
You can put your phone on silent mode, right?
I know. I'm bad.
I don't even keep it in the same room.
Yeah, that's awesome, Roger. That's they say that's actually really good to do, to disconnect.
I come in at the end of the day, it goes on the little charger stand, and that's where it stays till the next day. I don't pick it up again.
I have mine right here, and then I close up my studio at night, and I don't hear anything. So
the trigger said, I never win anything, but I might win it one day. Well, November 12th, people. November 12th. So if you want to enjoy the live,
I thought it was the 20th.
November 20th. I'm sorry, November 20th. Good catch. November 20th. If you want to enjoy the live, make sure that you have already subscribed to all of our channels. At the bottom, you're going to see the ticker going. Make sure that you share at least one video. And make sure you comment at least one video. You want to do more than one? That's great. Oh, and you have to be present during the live.
Yeah, must be present to win, as they say.
It's worth it anyway because the longer people will be there to answer.
Yes. So that's honestly, that's a unique thing. I've seen more and more podcasts or lives start to do giveaways, but I haven't seen anyone have a manufacturer present during the giveaway.
Of course, we're on the internet, so everybody will be doing it next week.
But we're the trendsetter. We're Shop Talk Live. We're Shop Talk Live, man. We're the trendsetters. So
maybe. Hope so.
Yeah. So I think I've posted it on probably about 200 Facebook groups. So
200?
Yeah.
Wow.
I literally go on Facebook and type laser engraving and hit group, and one by one.
Nice.
I just scroll, post. And then I went and put CNC group and just scroll, post. And I only do like so many at a time because then the Facebook will block me because it thinks I'm a bot.
Yep.
So I'll post like 5 and then I'll wait. I'll post like 5 and then I'll wait. Post like 5 and I'll wait. Yeah. And then generally I take my son a bath every night. And I put him in bed every night. So during that time when he's taking a bath or putting to bed, I'm doing that. I'm doing my little spamming. For the better of the group and for better for you to win something. So missed last week with the Adam Stack, yeah.
When Clack, when are you coming and joining us for a week?
Yeah, I don't know. We've invited him.
He always goes fishing or something.
Yeah, he's too cool for us. Yeah. But he is every week at least live, and it was comical when he doesn't comment. Once in a while, I'd somehow or another bring him up, and hey.
Yeah, it's a test, right? It's like, oh, you hear what that Clack guy did? And what? What did I do?
Screw those boys in blue. What'd you say? Yeah.
What's the retirement count now, Dave?
Running some test images right now for a job.
It's got to be down to close to 300 now.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll know that number too.
Oh yeah,
he actually. It's funny is that I forget his buddy's name. He actually asked him to stop mentioning it during their lives because it was getting under his nerves. Because he could say 400 days to retire. Yeah. So the joke was.
Oh no, that's Chris.
Yeah, so the joke reason he made the sign was because he's not saying it. And in the video, it says the amount of days.
It's got a little roller there. 329. There you go.
Yeah, so...
I started counting at 1,100 and something.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah. I knew when I was leaving.
Wow.
So it was like almost 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh, over 3 years.
A few, was it 2 weeks back? That's when the Great Lakes Supply joined us.
Last week, I think.
Last week?
It was last week.
Okay, last week. There you go. So last week he joined us. One of the items that he had, he obviously has blanks, but one of the particular items he had was that hat clip.
Yep.
To me, that hat clip, everyone keeps talking about like, what's the best fiber laser to buy? Do you need a 100-watt fiber laser? Do you need a 200-watt fiber laser? And the good thing about metal that's ionized with these colors is that you don't need a powerful laser engraver because at the end of the day, you're not laser engraving it. You're just removing the paint.
Yeah.
Yeah, with those hat tags, yeah.
Right. So if you had a 20 or 30-watt laser, you can bang those out very quickly. Mm-hmm. And again, those are small. Am I saying that you're going to quit your day job tomorrow after selling hat clips? No. But what I am saying is that if you already have an existing customer you're selling something to, that's a good upsell, an easy upsell. And if you wanted to test the market, like we're talking about now, expanding your businesses, doing these shows, doing a test market. That's something cheap that you can test, because if it bombs, give them away. Give them away. You made a logo on it for something that just never sells. Give it away. It was $1.12 it cost you. So that $1.12 that you gave them, somebody may say, "Where'd you get that?" And then it brings you $100 sale. So.
Yep.
What did Clark say? Can't wait. Never dreamed they would pay me to stay home. 25 years later, there they are. Well, you're not
25 years.
You're like the silver fox.
So that was 42 years before I retired.
They're not paying me to stay home. I had to save all my breadcrumbs, and
there you go. Well,
you're paying yourself to stay home.
Yeah,
I am now. Yeah. Well, actually, I work for the government now. Well, starting in January, I'll work for the government on early pension. So
nice. Yeah. Well, we say we won't talk politics, but with our newly elected, they're talking about doing away with Social Security. We'll see if that happens. But
so I was watching the news today. I was watching the news today, and they said that how to move to Canada was becoming a top trending search on Google.
Yeah.
Again, we don't want to talk about politics, but I found that kind of
no. We talk about retirement all the time, because we ask, why are you getting into a side hustle, right? Why are you getting into a side hustle? A lot of times because you're in debt. You're trying to pull yourself out of debt. You're trying to build some, I call it mattress money, so to speak. Save for a rainy day, or maybe you're a family man and you prioritize your family first. You're tired of that old beat up pickup truck and you want a new truck, right? But you just don't want to take income away from your family, so you take that old beat up pickup truck. But you'd want a new truck. So a new truck is $700, $800 a month. If you can't make $800 a month of some of these things we're just talking about, there's a problem. So maybe all it does is pay for that brand new car, or maybe your kid's about to go to college and you haven't saved because life sucks, right?
Or you want to go to Mexico for a week or two or more.
Exactly. Look
and you
at
need $800 to buy the tequila.
Yeah. So everyone has a different rhyme to the reason, right? And it's not always to build a business. Sometimes just to build that comfort zone, or sometimes, like Roger would say, he fell into a business and it became a business. You're going to find that. But the point is that everyone has a different reason or a different motivation why they're doing it. But just, stay motivated. And I keep saying it, keep it simple, stupid. Stop trying to think that you have to go and copy these big stores. Stop trying to think that you have to have a $5,000 or a $10,000 item. I said before the live, I wanted a drill press forever. A drill press is not like a $500,000 item, but you have to prioritize what you get, because what is that piece of equipment going to bring in? Because you're going to spend money, right? So, but it's going to make certain things that I do easier. So like these challenge coins, I talked about the union, they want them on a key. I said, man, if I'm holding that challenge coin, non-drilling to drill, and that thing spins around, oh man, you know what I mean? So I thought, if I take a 2x4 and I cut a hole the size of a coin, I could drop it in there and just boom, 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 and I could bang them out. So just my motivation to do that was to get that stupid drill press I wanted forever. So everyone's going to have different things, At some point in time when I do retire, I'm going to have a pretty badass tool collection, I tell you what, because if DeWalt makes it, I probably already own it. But, so just, I didn't mean to go down a rant, but just saying everyone has their different reasons why they're doing it. And even could be just an outlet, right? You just enjoy doing this thing. It's like a decompression mode, and even our live. Some people don't come here for questions. When we had Friday to Wednesday to different audience, we always say happy hump day Wednesday, right? Sometimes you just come to shoot the shit. Andy kind of summed it up right when he said, it reminds me of 4 guys sitting in the garage drinking beers, right? Because we're just kind of talking. And even if you don't necessarily have questions, you're just talking laser talk, wood talk. You maybe couldn't talk that with anybody else. So just whatever your passion is, just start. And don't not pursue your passion because you think you have to have this huge budget. If you have to start with a coping saw and a circular saw, start a coping saw and a circular saw. Just make things that's going to make you money. and just keep putting in.
Well, not even necessarily make money, right? But give you satisfaction.
Right.
And satisfaction could be money. It could be other things. Like I didn't start YouTube or working in my shop to make money. I started because I needed a stress-free creative outlet. And then at some point I realized, well, I'm having more fun doing that. And work became, a negative place at that point. And it was just like, I got to stop working.
Yeah,
my wife thought I was crazy, but
I think it's cool. Now. I think it's cool, like the four of us, because it's different. Like what we do is, like we make things, right? Whether we're making videos or making coasters or making whatever challenge coins, but it's different. We're all in a different like place in life, and so it gives people it's different for each person, right? Like for me, I have sucked the joy out of my hobby when this was my hobby when I had a full-time job, and I decided to make it a job. And now it's fun, don't get me wrong, but it's work. Right. It's a job. And I have to do it when I don't want to.
Right.
And that's not true. Like that's different for me than it is, for every one of you. And there's not that that's right or wrong. It's just that's what let me say this. I love what I get to do. Don't get me wrong, but it still is work.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I there are days when I find it to be work, but I live 2 miles from the beach, so I just go for a walk on the beach. Take 10 or 15 minutes on the beach, you feel a whole lot better.
Oh man,
I'd say Roger motivated me some. I've been going to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico every other year since 17. When COVID hit, that just stopped. And being a lineman, sometimes you just work and work and work and work and work. And I've enjoyed seeing Roger's pictures and this and that, saying he's having a good time. And I said, I need to do that. Like I need to spend time with my family. Everything always isn't about money. The whole idea of me from being in the field to taking a project manager job is so that I'm not working 115 hours a week. But don't get me wrong, that 115 hours a week was a high six-figure job. You know what I mean? So when I'm working 40 hours, sometimes I miss those 115-hour weeks. But the point is that, it's a different level in life. Like you were saying, Andy, we're all at different points. So every mentor has a mentor, right? And you may be someone's motivation without even knowing it. So Roger, I'd never even shared that with you. But this upcoming trip for me going to Mexico, that was inspired by you.
Oh, thank you. In fact, on this trip, it's not just the wife and I. We've got granddaughter, her husband, and our great-granddaughter with on this one. I brought them all down for the week. It's, they don't really have that kind of income to be able to afford a trip like this. But with, the side hustle we have, of course, it's actually a business now, not a side hustle anymore. But, yeah, it pays for it.
Yeah. So phenomenal. We got 30 minutes left here in the live, so if you guys have any questions, drop them in. I didn't mean to get all emotional on that.
I was going to say, if we actually were 4 guys in a garage, you and Roger would be having a hug out there right now.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, it'd be a
slapping the back.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, that's the point of this, Yeah. So, no, I enjoy this time. I actually look forward to this. It's kind of like, to me, like I enjoy this.
Yeah, I just like to find out what other people are up to, right? Like it was the whole reason I started a YouTube. Well, there was 2 reasons I started a YouTube channel. I wanted to help people, and I thought 6-year-olds can have massive successful YouTube channels, so it's got to be easy,
right?
And neither one of those things is true.
Yeah, there we go.
I can help people. That's not easy. I can create videos. That's definitely not easy.
Yeah.
But it's something that I enjoy waking up in the morning for. So
yes, yeah.
So we talked about the seasons coming up. I suggested the cutting boards and the cup holders, is there anything that you guys would recommend? Any smalls that you would think something that someone could make? Maybe not to say high ticket items, but something they may be able to sell volume.
Shot glass flights.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same design as the little candle holders.
Yeah,
it's the same type of thing. Yeah.
Same size hole, and you give it to grandma, and she holds candles. You give it to your uncle, and he fills it with like
same product, two different names.
Yeah.
Well, and the one that we make and sell, and I don't care if somebody copies it. I did a video on it and gave the files away for free on laser cutting them. But mine is laser engraved. It says Liquid Courage.
Nice.
Right in front where the 4 shot glasses set. It's got a handle on it, a hole in the handle. You can hang it up. And...
It says requires bail money. Bail money required. Any ideas, Steve or Andy?
I think I have so many ideas. But
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I had no time to prepare. But I like items, honestly, like small items. I'll give a couple examples here, but that are like, back to Steve's example, they're utilitarian, so you can piss in them.
Yeah.
But they're personalized, so it's kind of like you're peeing on somebody or peeing in some. No, that sounds really weird.
So where are we going here?
All of a sudden, it's like the sensor over his mouth.
Yeah, right. But no, so something functional that people use like every day. So like a key holder that hangs by the door.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That coat hooks, but has your family's name on them, has a last name on them. Something that's personalized. That's a really easy, because people can see themselves using it, and it's unique to them.
So the Christmas ornament thing, I haven't done this. I don't know if you guys have, but I've been seeing it a lot, and I was thinking about trying it. Is that they take the Christmas ornament? I don't know what they're called. They're just like, they're coming the balls, the glass balls.
What it's called?
Yeah, just the glass balls, and they're just putting them on a fiber laser, and just doing enough just to dust off the paint. And they're taking paint and they're watering it down, and they're dumping it in the inside and just shake it. So it colors.
They're just taking the silver off. They're like silver paint on the inside, and when you hit them, you burn the paint off the outside and the inside, so you get where you engrave, it's clear, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So they're just taking a small amount of paint and just watered it down, and they're shaking it. I saw that a ton of people doing that, and that again could be, I always say turn something into a niche. So to me, it's like baby's first Christmas. It's like any kind of baby's first, anything.
Yeah,
you can charge a premium price, especially when it's customized.
So along those lines, I remember getting ornaments for like first, like we got married, and it was like first Christmas together ornaments, and then like first time in our house, like new home Christmas ornaments.
Nice.
Anything like any first. It's a big. We overlook that. It's really easy to, but that it's sentimental to people, and my mom will buy them all day long. So,
like I said, I have been doing wraps on them. The cheap ones are very inconsistent.
Yeah.
Oh, vinyl. See, I and I'm not saying, but I just think the vinyl looks more crafty.
Well, it could be a laser engraving wrap too, right?
Yeah,
design all the way around.
But I just think that I just thought the whole idea that you couldn't feel it, it more looked like.
Well, you would still feel
quality.
it though. You would still feel it, but it would actually have a really neat effect, right?
No, I'm saying not like a sticker feel.
Oh yeah. It's not going to be raised. You'll feel a little dimple where you engraved it, but yeah.
I went to Hallmark to buy my wife a anniversary card and a birthday card, and I was in Hallmark, and I was looking at some of their ornaments and things like that, and just some of even their signs. They just had a piece of a board with just dumb sayings on it, you know, and they must have had 200 boards. They're not selling 200 boards. They're not stocking 200 boards if they're not selling, right? So, yeah.
So I know a guy. He did. I don't know if he's still doing this. This was a while ago. The only thing he did every year was you talk about finding a niche. It was Christmas ornaments, but what he would do is take a photo of someone's pet and turn it into a Christmas ornament.
Cool.
And he like paid for his whole family's Christmas just doing that every year. Like he started 2 or 3 months before Christmas and would do hundreds of them. Send me a picture of your dog, and it wasn't. I'll have to look it up. It wasn't just like a laser engraved like on wood. I can't remember the design, but that was the concept.
Right.
Yeah. Could have been like a sublimation, right?
Yeah, it was.
Because you can buy the clear Christmas balls, and or the white ones, plain white ones, and they're for sublimation. You can just wrap it on there.
Nice. This one was flat. He did it. It was a combination of CNC and laser, I believe. I'm gonna try to look it up.
Yeah, but definitely, like I said, that's cool.
Yeah, and people love it. Like, oh, I can get a Christmas ornament of a picture of my pet. I mean, that is people will throw money at you.
Yeah, this is kind of a tip for everybody. If you want to tweak the money tree, make things for people who have pets.
Oh yeah,
like pedestals for dog bowls. I made like a wall hook for leashes and stuff. And you put their names on them, like for people who have multiple dogs. It's like, the names.
Don't underestimate the cat lady.
Yeah.
They don't have kids, so they spend money on their pets.
Get into the Taylor Swift crowd. Yeah, you can feed your whole family from making cat bowls and things.
Well, another thing with Christmas ornaments,
people are
you can sell them.
Stuff. Or for
Christmas ornaments too. You can sell them year round.
Yep.
Yeah, I was surprised with the jack-o'-lanterns. July. I guess there's Christmas in July. That's what it was, and there was another month that they did Halloween in, and someone was telling me that they did more Halloween sales on that off month than actual Halloween. But I guess people do holidays on different days because on holidays you can't always get together with your family, so they like do it on that other time. So maybe all the extended family gets together. Someone said, we buy 2.5-inch wood slices and etch on them for ornaments and sell them all year long. Exactly what you were saying, Roger.
Yeah. The Christmas stuff will sell all year.
Clack said, LOL, that's what I'm working on tonight. I made an English bulldog. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, I can't find a picture of it, but
when that song came out, Try That in a Small Town.
Oh,
I swear to God, everyone in my area who was any kind of woodworker was selling their version of that sign, and it was selling. It was oversaturated, and it was still selling.
Not that I take this as you wish, but same thing with the Hawk to a Girl.
Yeah. Same
exact thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Steve has a video with her. I saw that.
I do
not. They're in Vegas. He so happens in Vegas. Stays in Vegas.
Is that on his other channel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Isn't that crazy though? Let's just think about it's wild.
Yes.
That we make people like that famous.
Yes.
And that we're talking about her
right. But to me, the thing that was wild when I saw her interview is that she hired a media company like a week after that went viral, kind of quit her job, and talk about a leap of faith, man.
Yeah.
And you have no real I get if you were a stand-up comedian, you were kind of already doing that, and all of a sudden you blew up, so you're going to use it to publicize. But like you're a steel worker or something, and like you made some weird comment that went viral, like, are you just gonna be like, I'm gonna quit my job? Like, that's crazy.
I think she worked in a mattress factory or something like that.
Yeah, it's a factory. Yeah, that was crazy though.
So what I'm telling you guys, there's hope for all of us. We just need to say something crazy.
Yeah.
And overnight.
Yeah. So
well, you see, what I took from that is pay attention to the modern media as well, right? Because you never know where the next viral moment is coming from.
You don't.
Like how many grumpy cat shirts were made? I had one.
Yeah. Well, the thing is now you see everyone like kids nowadays when they ask them like, what do you want to go to college for? What do you want to do for a living? People are actually selecting as these kids. They want to be a YouTuber. They want to be an influencer. Like that's the profession they want to grow in because people are highly influenced by this glamour life, right? And we talk about it all the time. Like
that's it. It's really glamorous.
Yeah, but that's what these kids are, and sometimes people are misleading and things that way. We're not that, but people are, and,
yeah. Well, it's really hard. I've had this thought a lot recently. Like, just by us just sharing what we're doing, no malicious intent to hide anything, or we're just being our authentic selves. Still, even when we do that, you think about a viewer coming into our YouTube channel, they only know us from that interaction.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to show them, like, hey, I didn't start here.
Right.
Like, you're coming in 4 years after, like, go watch some of my older content first and then come back because, like, you were missing that entire process. Yep. But as a creator, as a content creator, what are we supposed to do? Like, start from the beginning every time?
Right.
So.
Yeah, if you go to my channel and watch a Vogue video I did that comes up higher than Vogue, you're going to laugh because it's crappy, that video. But you know what? I get so much engagement in the comments. Like, it was like 8 years ago, and I'll get like 1,100 comments like, what is going on? Because people start going at it with each other on there. And the video is horrible. The audio is horrible. But you see growth. And,
I did the same thing. I some of my early videos, I still have them on my channel, but they're unlisted. And for that reason, right? It's just like, it's so god awful that I
loved it.
But every video I do, I go back and kind of do a retrospective and say, what can I do to make the next one better?
Yeah.
Yep.
And sometimes that's like buy boatloads of expensive lights and things, but quite often it's just looking at the analytics and going, oh, people stopped watching right here. I'm not going to do that anymore, right? And so I experiment too in every video, but the thing is, it's hard work. Like you have to.
Yeah.
That in itself is a job, even though it doesn't pay all that well.
Yes.
But I enjoy it.
I even watch our lives, and I say, if any point I have to like fast forward or I get bored, like I'm bored of video, then how are we appealing to anyone else?
Absolutely. Yeah. So you can go back. I unlisted my very first video, which was just like a woodworking shop tour vlog. Horrible. Absolutely horrendous. But my first like project video, it's my second video ever on YouTube, is still public, has 1,200 views, February 25th, 2020. So you can go back and watch it all.
Yeah.
I think it's important to see, for people to see that, that growth,
the evolution. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's comfort in front of a camera, no awkward or weird pauses, and even just us like meshing well to show these lives. The more and more lives we do, the more and more we're interacting, or we kind of, it's going to change. So just being able to interact with other people, you not just necessarily yourself,
Yeah.
Like I was just going back and looking at mine. The fourth video I did went kind of viral. It got, was it the fourth video? It might have been like the second or third video.
DIY.
No, sorry, it was the sixth video I did. I got 103,000 views on it, and it's like, well, this YouTube stuff is easy. And then the very next one, I got 1,400 to this day.
Yeah.
Like that was 4 years ago. It's still only got 1,400 views.
Yeah. DIY said, YouTube can be a lonely thing. If I start talking about YouTube to my wife, her eyes glaze over. Yeah, my wife is not a YouTube fan.
Oh, mine isn't either.
No.
Hey, Nancy. Nancy Pena. Nancy, is this Nancy Richards? Or is this a different Nancy? Just checking.
Yeah. One thing that that's really hard for me, I don't know if you all feel this or not, but and maybe it's back to that, like where I'm at with this whole make thing, YouTube, making projects, all that stuff. I have lost the enjoyment of doing a project for the fun of it. I have not done a project simply for the fun of it, like I used to. Like this all started in 5 years.
They need to make a gift.
Yeah.
And so it's really easy, you know, that thing is like, you know, Steve, you said it, you didn't want another job. It's really easy to turn making money, even if it's fun, it's really easy to go down that path of turning it into a quote unquote job.
Yeah, well, it's one of the reasons why I want to do fewer reviews, because those are the closest thing to work, right? Because it's somebody else sending you an email every day going, "Where's my video? I give you a laser," you know. And so, you know, I'd rather be. And when I have the most enjoyment in my shop, it's when I go in there at 7 o'clock in the morning with my cup of coffee and go, "What am I going to make today?"
Yep.
Right. And so I'm trying to rediscover that. But to Rick's point, yeah, make things that make gifts, and you'll be inspired again. So last Christmas, I made a complete chess set in a box for somebody.
Nice. And
I mean, that was like hours and hours and hours of work. And I went, here, Merry Christmas, right? But it was enjoyable. It was enjoyable to make. And you know, it's always fun when people go, "Oh, this is so awesome. Like, I can't believe you gave me this." Because it's a one-of-a-kind item. It's worth, you know, actually monetary value. It's worth thousands, right? They're never going to see another one. So
yeah, that's a good point. Maybe I make some Christmas gifts this year.
Yeah,
it can be simple things. Make those little laser cut, those little signs, those little Christmas decorations that you hang on the tree, right?
There you go. Yeah.
You know,
sorry, Nancy.
Make the first Christmas in my new home for somebody else.
No, yeah, for someone else. I'll say this is like number 12 for us. So
look at this. Clax wants to start a new channel. Keep up the struggle. I already heard he has a fishing channel. I've never seen this fishing channel, but I keep hearing about it. Now it's going to be I guess when we get old, we can see Shop Talk Live. We can be the 4 grumpy old men.
Well, speak for yourself. I'm already grumpy old man.
I'm definitely up there.
Yes, DIY said sometimes you need to turn off the camera and just make something. If YouTube, it's a fun factor, becomes a job.
When I first read this, I read Clark's comment is, "Andy, I got a bra." It's like, hey, maybe you should come to my other channel.
A custom CNC engraved toilet seat. That'd be fun.
You'd have to sand that really well.
Some gold leafing on it. There you go.
So I wonder if you could take, like, hear me out here. I wonder if you can go to the store and buy one and engrave it, and then do like an epoxy fill on it.
Oh,
yeah, you should be able to.
Yeah,
like like if you don't, as long as you don't buy those cheap plastic ones, they're actually dense composite wood in them, right?
Like MDF.
I think it's high density fiberboard.
HDF.
Some of them are hardwood.
Get a hardwood toilet seat and just pimp it out.
My grandma always had these. My dad's side, these like wood, like she would change them different colors. like to match your curtains. I'm like, what is with your toilet seat? I've never seen anyone have like everyone just has like a white toilet seat. My dad's mom always had these fancy toilet seats for some reason.
Are you familiar with the channel? They're more of a maker channel, Evan and Caitlin YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they did a project a while ago where you see like the color changing toilet seat. They used like some heat activated pigment. So when you sit on it,
it's like a liquid crystal toilet seat. It's the mood ring of toilet seats.
It's a mood ring toilet seat.
Are you even? You're not even old enough to know what a mood ring is.
No, I know what a mood ring is.
They were a big deal when I was a kid. Everybody had them.
Right there.
I mean, they weren't a big deal. I just know what they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. We still got to make the holes. My son said, "Hey, Dad, where's the bathroom thing?" I showed him. He says, "This is just a piece of wood."
Could be a bathroom thing.
You can't don't break it. I had a lot of sanding on that board.
So yeah, you could probably do something like that, and then just put some clearer resin over the top of it and sand it smooth.
Grab me that.
Yep. There you go.
So like, grab me that right there. No, that stuff in the bottle. The bottle.
Yeah, there you go.
The bottle.
Yeah.
So a toilet seat is a good example of being both utilitarian and art.
Yes.
I know a lot of people make their own, but man, I'm telling you, and this is no plug. I love this stuff, man.
Yeah, that stuff's good. Home Depot.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love this stuff.
How do you use that?
Yep.
You know, you see the.
That's bad when you can or good, I guess, when you can recognize, where that's sold.
You know what's bad is when you've seen it and you see it on the shelf.
Yeah.
I told my wife, go down. Where's it at? Okay, are you seeing this? Yeah. Keep going. Yeah. It's on your right hand side. Yeah. Are you seeing this? Yeah. Right there. One down. All right.
Oh, look, Nancy's daughter just got her a mood ring. I didn't think you could still get these things.
There you go.
And Clack has Clack's toilet seat. He should put a little trademark symbol behind that, because otherwise I'm going to use it and I'm going to sell hundreds of them.
There you go.
All right, guys, it's a new challenge. Can you make a unique toilet seat?
I should do that in my community. Like, it should be like a community project. Like, everybody, like, that's it.
Yeah. Make your best toilet seat.
Yeah.
And then maybe we have them all submit it, and then we vote on it.
Yeah, there you go.
You can do that right here.
And then bring the winner on the live.
Yeah, we do it on. That's what I'm saying. We do it on a live.
Yeah. Oh, you got to join now. You won.
I am prepping. I'm almost ready to be able to rebroadcast from my workshop again. So
Nice.
I could do something live soon.
Yeah. Very cool.
Won't be able to hear me if it's on the CNC. You have your CNC in an enclosure, right, Andy?
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore. I tore it all apart. I did when it was in my basement. When I built the new shop, I got rid of it.
Because did you not like it, or?
I liked it. There's things that I would do differently. Like I used it I had the double decker enclosure. I had two Shapeoko stacked on top of each other.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
and it worked good. It was just kind of awkward. The height, I would have done the heights differently, because I felt like the one I used on the bottom, like I was bending over. Like access was hard.
Yeah. Well, I won't have that problem because I have no intention of putting two CNCs on top.
I have a double decker laser, two diode lasers.
There you go.
Yeah, so I was like, how the hell, where am I going to put all this stuff? Yeah, so I built a double decker.
Nice.
So I feel you on that one.
Yeah, the problem is every time you want to put a piece of material on the top one, you need a step stool, right?
Yep. It was kind of that awkward, like, the bottom one was too low, the one on top was too high. It was weird. But honestly, an enclosure, I loved it. So I built it because I was in the basement of our house, and dust, noise, and I did it when my son was born, so 3.5 years ago, to try to keep it quieter and kind of contain the mess.
I was gonna say you built an enclosure to keep your wife quiet.
Yeah. So in your shop now, do you have any kind of air circulation system, something that cleans the air or anything?
I just have like the when dust like scrubbers that hang.
This thing?
Yeah. I have 2 of those.
Okay.
I have dust collection, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
I think that thing's awesome. I know a huge difference in that.
It is. So the thing is with those is people are like, oh, it doesn't work. There's still dust in my shop. Well, that's not the point. Like, it's not dust collection.
Right.
It's an air purifier.
Right. But when you clean that out and you look at that filter, that would have been even breathing it in. Like,
yeah.
And you know what the thing is? Like, I guess I don't realize how dirty it is until I pull out a new filter. I'm like, oh my God. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So, I'll hang a couple of those. Move them. I actually just moved them from the basement out to the shop. We're almost done with this like 18-month process of consolidating everything. It's like moving, cleaning up 5 years of mess. Like there's dust in places that not in me in our basement that I was like, let's just call like one of those disaster companies that like come out and remediate it because that's the point it's at.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
anyway, I am thinking about putting my CNC in a box just to keep it quiet.
It's not a bad idea. I think you'd like it.
Yeah.
Just think about access and being able to either have removable panels on the side, like access points.
I definitely want removable panels. Stick them on with magnets or something, or
pass-throughs,
thumb screws, something.
Because I had access on 2 sides, but still I found myself crawling in there sometimes, laying on my back, I had to reach the back of it for some reason. But yeah.
Where are we at here?
No matter which level you're at, it'll put. No matter what level you put it on, most use will be the awkward one for sure.
That is true.
He says, "I need a forensic cleaner for all the nooks and crannies in my shed." Yeah.
Are you admitting to something, Chris?
We're his alibi. I was on live.
I've got to clean up all those severed body parts.
Yeah, right.
So mine collects dust like a cheap bar with sawdust on the floor. There you go. I have that, Wayne, and I also have a big commercial air purifier.
Nice.
And because my wife was complaining, our house smells like a gerbil cage because all the wood. And I do have a 6-inch exhaust exhausts out, but that still doesn't do the dust, like you said. That's still, I'm doing a lot of sanding, things like that. But yeah, that definitely helps. But what I was surprised, I have the, I forget the brand. It'll come to me on my lecture. But one of the air purifiers, it actually has a gauge on it, and it tells you the percentage, how clean the air is.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'll be doing something down here, and I'll go upstairs, and it'll be like 67%. And I'm like, whoa. And then you'll see it start going up. So it, because at the end of the day, when you're doing work in your basement, where's your furnace? Where's you getting the air from?
Yep.
So just things to keep in mind if you're working from home. Obviously, you want to keep your family safe. But yeah, and air purifiers and cleaners are pretty cheap. So they tend to be on the last of the list because you're trying to get a tool to make money, not something to stay safe, right? But yeah, looks like we're 3 minutes after, so we've got time. Hey guys, thank you for joining with me in this live. I like the way this our lives are growing and we're meshing well with each other, and I like to see that the audience continue to come back and us really not just growing a global audience, not just local. So that's really cool. But yeah, you guys anything want to say anything on close out?
I don't know. I just saw Corby's comment there. Like, Corby, did you just arrive or?
Hola.
Like, did you just arrive in time for us to say see ya, Corby?
Yeah, that's gonna be buenos noches.
Yeah, well, I can't say that because I'm on the other side of the country from you.
You're on the other side of North America?
Yeah. Well, the other end, the north end.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, if you don't join our lives every week, make sure you don't miss November 20th. Longer will be on the live with us, and we'll be doing a laser giveaway. The center one that's right to this side of my head right here will be a brand new laser directly sent from the manufacturer, not the one that's in the background, but I just have it there so you can see what we are giving away. But thanks everyone for joining. Appreciate it. God bless, and we'll see you next week.
Yep. See you next week.
See you, everyone.